Hello everyone, welcome back. Sorry about that, had some phone troubles, but it was a convenient cutoff point. We'd just finished message and structure and we were getting into positioning. Okay, so let's talk about that now. How to position your book for success. Okay, so the danger is if you get this wrong, then your book ends up like same. It ends up the same as all the others. It ends up, hey Julie, it ends up, awash in a sea of sameness, like very beige. Okay, and that's not what we want, because we don't want to be beige, we don't want to be vanilla, as my good friends the Samantha Riley would say. We want to stand out and be unique. And I think one of the simplest and best ways that you can do that is to actually write it in your voice. Okay, I know like lots of people do ghostwriting and stuff like that. I'm not the biggest fan of it, because often the ghostwriter will write it in their voice. So for that reason, we don't use ghostwriting. But, look, of course, if that works for you, then do it. But I think one of the biggest things, particularly in the authority expert marketing kind of space, which is where a lot of people that we work with, the best way to stand out from the crowd is to use your unique voice. Because what's going to happen is people are going to be listening and reading your words, and they're going to be like, wow, this is a unique voice, and this really dropped in for me. Hey, Mr. Solchi and Jeremy, how you doing? This really dropped in for me the first time when I started coaching. Yeah, so many, like someone said to me in a podcast that I'd done, they said, Dave, thank you for making that podcast, because I'd never understood values, the concept of values, right? Until you shared your story about it, right, and explained it in my way. And I was like, wow, everyone on the planet has written about values. Tony Robbins, DeMartini, all the spiritual teachers. It's everywhere. Everyone has a perspective on values. But this particular person that was reading my book, they didn't get it until I said it. Right? Bizarre. But since then, I've gone on with every book writer that's come on our retreat. I've really learnt that it's so important to say it your way, and that's the thing that'll stand out. So when I speak to people, what I'm interested in is, like, what's your angle? Okay, what's your angle? Let me give you some examples. So, I'll give you one more piece. The best way to come up with a unique angle is to combine, kind of mash up different topics, okay, different concepts. So let me give you an example. I'm going to use Glenn Munso. He's on the call. Glenn Munso, his business, he helps kids and youth get off drugs, right? So he's mashing up a couple of different concepts to create a really unique position for himself. So he helps people with health and fitness, right, with a healthy, strong mindset to get off drugs. So there's three things that he's packaged together that create his unique position. And he's doing it in his own voice. There's a fourth thing. And his background, having been there and done that and gone through the hard knocks and come up with his own strategies, it creates a unique position for him. Okay, just the same as Dane Thomas with his book Clear Your Shit. It's a combination of a couple of different modalities that he's learnt over the years, coaching, kinesiology, a few other things, and written in uniquely his voice. Okay, and I think positioning, you can really get great positioning through saying it in your voice and combining concepts. So let me give you a third example, because I just love these examples. I think the examples are really illustrative. So I'm doing some book coaching right now with a beautiful lady out of Sydney. Her name's Trudy. She's an accountant. But her family business, her family is one of the biggest and best suppliers of potatoes in the Sydney markets, and they have been for many, many years. They're very well renowned there. Now, her positioning for her book, called Counting Potatoes, the subtitle is Transform Creative Passion into Business Success, is she's talking about business, but using the metaphor of potatoes and vegetables, okay? Unique, remarkable, and people immediately understand it because, like vegetables, potatoes, pumpkins, it's so relatable, it's so easy. So when you're thinking about your positioning, think about what concepts can I combine, how do my unique backgrounds and voices come into this, and how can I be unique with what I'm saying? I think that's the key bit here. Okay, so I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to show what the water looks like right now. Check that out. So this is the top deck of the book writer's house. That's where all the magic is. Oh wow, humans. They're probably the only humans we'll see this week. Yeah, beautiful conditions here today. So yeah, I want to know from you. We've just talked about message, we've just talked about structure, and we've just talked about positioning, okay? We've talked about all of those things. Oh, I'm getting the love from all the view. What? Am I not as good looking as the view? Go back to the view, Dave. Go back to the view. Yeah, I hear. So I want to know from you, message, structure, positioning. What have you got down pat? Like, what have you got clear on and super nailed? And as well, what do you need some help with? Like, is it more the message, getting clear on that? Is it the structure of how to structure it? Or is it the positioning? Like, what's the angle? How is this unique? Let me know below and I'll see if I can be of help. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. It is now time for afternoon smoothies. So peace out everyone, and I will see you on the other side.